Equation of straight line in the form y is equal to mx plus c, where m is slope of the line and c is the point where line intersects y-axis, is called slope-intercept form of the line. Let's get started to derive equation of straight line in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So we assume that m is slope of the line means that we know what is slope. M is slope of the line and C is the point of intersection with y-axis. So we know both of these things, that where line intersects y-axis, and we also know slope of the line. Let us assume that this is the point where this line L is intersecting y-axis. This point is called y-intercept, and let's give it a name, A. What will be coordinates of the point A? Any point on y-axis will always have its abscissa, mean x component of its coordinates equal to 0. So if it is c units above the origin, then its coordinates will be 0, c, where 0 is its horizontal distance from y-axis, and if the point is on y-axis, then there is no distance. Therefore, x component of the coordinates is 0, and c is the vertical distance from x-axis, which is given c units. Therefore, coordinates of A are 0, c. And slope of the line is also given. Slope is equal to m. Now we are going to consider any variable point P, let's say on the line. So this point P x y is a point on the line. So let's continue to write down. If P x y is a point on the line, then what will be slope of line L through 2 points A and P? Then slope of line through 2 points through point A, which is point of intersection with y-axis and has coordinates 0, c. And we have assumed another point P x y, which of course is a variable point. So if we know 2 points on this line, we obviously can find out slope of the line. Slope of line through A and P is, what is the formula for finding slope of the line when 2 points are given, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, where x1, y1 are coordinates of the first point x1, y1, and x2, y2 are coordinates of the second point. This is the formula we have already established. So slope of the line would be equal to y by substituting the values of y2, y1, x2 and x1. So this would be y minus c over x minus 0. X minus 0. Let's call this as 1. Now this equation 1 is giving us slope of the line through A and P. But we know that slope of the line through A and P is given equal to m. But slope of line through A and P is equal to m. Let's consider this as 2. This means that comparing 1 and 2, so comparing 1 and 2 will give us m equal to y minus c over x. So if we cross multiply, this should give us mx equal to y minus c, and by adding c on both sides, this should give us y equal to mx plus c, which is slope-intercept form of the line. M is the slope and c is the y-intercept, which is equation of straight line in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. Now, couple of things should be noted in this equation, which is in the form of slope-intercept, that y is isolated on left side of the equation. There is nothing else. Y is totally isolated. And coefficient of x is, if y is isolated, then on the right hand side, coefficient of x, whatever it is, coefficient of x is slope of the line, and whatever is the constant term is the y-intercept. So these two things should always be noted, that when we isolate y on left hand side, then coefficient of x, so these are couple of observations. Coefficient of x on right hand side is slope, and the other observation you have made is that constant term is y-intercept. Now we will practice this on this question here. We have a question in which we are given an equation. So let's take an example here. And in this example, given equation is 2x plus 5y is equal to 15. 2x plus 5y is equal to 15. And what is required of us is find slope and y-intercept. Find slope means m, and y-intercept, which is denoted by c. Now our step 1 would be, the solution for this would be that we will be isolating y on the left hand side. So we will move all the terms independent of y to the right side of the equation, and the only term which is independent of y is 2x, so let's transfer 2x on the other side. So from given equation, we are going to write transfer terms independent of y, to the right hand side, and this will give us 5y equal to minus 2x plus 15, which is already there. And next step is that we want to isolate y, therefore we are going to divide 5 on both sides of the equation. Dividing 5 on both sides of equation. What we have is 5y over 5 equal to minus 2x plus 15 divided by 5. Now we will divide 5 on each of the term. So this will give us y equal to minus 2 over 5x plus 15 over 5, which is equal to 3. So what we get here is y equal to minus 2 over 5x plus 3. Now, according to our observations, now y is isolated on left hand side. Whatever is coefficient of x, which is minus 2 over 5, is slope of the line. So m is equal to slope of the line, which is minus 2 over 5, and what is constant term c, that is c is equal to 3. Means that y-intercept is 0, 3, and slope is equal to minus 2 by 5. When you compare this with, if this was named as 1, upon comparing with, when compared with y is equal to mx plus c. Let's call this as 2. So comparison between 1 and 2 will give us m equal to minus 2 over 5 and c is equal to 3. This is a very useful form of equation of straight line, especially when we want to find slope of the line from the equation of the line. And there is another question here, and that question is that graph equation of straight line when c is equal to minus 3. So c is equal to minus 3. For question number 2, where would be c equal to minus 3? If c is positive, it will go above x-axis, and if c is minus negative, then it should go toward negative y-axis. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, that's the point where c is equal to minus 3. For y-intercept, x will always be equal to 0. Therefore, let's name this point as a dash, and this is 0 minus 3. That's y-intercept. And m, the slope is equal to 3 over 4. If we just need to find the graph, then we will make use of m is equal to 3 over 4 to find out where should be the second point. So m is equal to rise over run, because slope is equal to rise over run. So we first start with run. Run is equal to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is run. Rise over run means 3 is rise and run is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where we ended up running 4 units toward right because it's positive. 4 is positive. And then 3 units rise. 1, 2, 3. That's where we end up. So this is our second point. And we also have A, and now we can draw the line through A and P. This will be our line. So this is required line. Let's call it M, and its equation would be y equal to mx. M is 3 over 4 x plus c. C is minus 3. So this would be equal to y equal to 3 by 4 x minus 3. This is required line for part B. And we already are done with C part. And write equation of straight line in slope intercept form from graph of line in red color. So all what we need to know for red colored line is that what is y-intercept. Because this red colored line is intersecting y-axis at 4 units below x-axis, therefore C for this is going to be equal to minus 4. And for finding M, you can always find M by calculating its rise and run between any 2 points. So here we identify this as a point and we identify this as a point. So let's call this as a point T and this point as O. From O to T, we have to run 1, 2 and 3 units toward right, and then so M would be equal to run is how much? 1, 2, 3. So we have to run 3 units toward right. So 3 will be the denominator, and then 2 units down to the negative x-axis. Therefore this would be minus 2, and the equation of line would become y equal to minus 2 over 3 x minus 4. This is how we can find equation of straight line.